this took a while to build this project, and one of the key people, there's really only two people that helped me build this at the core, and the core is the smart contracts, and the smart contracts were built pretty much entirely by Zach Burks from Mintable.app. Now, me and Zach go way back. I was a co-founder with him, but really he's the founder of Mintable, and I joined a little later and have helped a lot to grow that project. But really, yeah, that's Zach, and Zach is one of the most prolific NFT smart contract writers in the space. With that said, let me pull him up. There's a way to highlight you and invite you on screen. So let's start there. And I'm going to invite each of you on screen tonight, all my partners and friends through this. So bear with me here as we make this happen. So yes, Mintable is now invited on screen.
Hey all.
Hey.
Hi.
There we go.
Cool. Right. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Yeah, man. Looks like things are going smoothly, so that's good.
It's been a very exciting couple of weeks to build up, and Zach, you've been a big part of it from literally day one. So I got the idea for Bullionix, and the idea was, can I take my NFTs and stake them with some value? And I was really busy with Digix DAO, is one of my favorite things. And so when I wasn't working with Mintable, I was working with Digix DAO. And then I think I literally woke up one night after a conversation with my wife and was like, she said my DGX are boring. And like, how do we spice that up? She was just talking about my DGX. So I called Zach and said, is there a way to stake some ERC20s to a ERC721? And Zach, you said, yeah, we can make that happen. Yeah. And that's how it started. So with that said, Zach, do you want to introduce what you found interesting about the project and some of the challenges maybe that, were there any unique surprises along the way?
Yeah, the cool thing about Bullionix is the fact that, there's only been about one or two other projects that have allowed value to be included with an NFT. But that value has either been Ethereum, Ether, or maybe DAI or another stablecoin. So when we look at something like Digix, which is a gold-backed stablecoin, is effectively gold on the blockchain. Staking that to an NFT is like super exciting, because not only has that not been done, where you can say, we're taking a gold stablecoin, which is essentially gold, but turning it into the collector's version of gold, which is what we have in the real world, right? Like Jesse's a big gold bug, and he likes to get the actual gold that you hold in your under your mattress, and that gold is valued based off of its collectability. So if you have a mint like the Perth Mint, they make so many different collectible versions of a coin or of a bar, but the ones that are the most expensive, they're not priced in the value of gold, they're priced in the actual collectability of it. So if there's only 5 of them made, maybe it's 1 gram of gold, but it's charged at the value of maybe 1,000 times that, because it's so rare. So we're doing that on the blockchain, and that's really exciting. In terms of the smart contract, making that was interesting, working closely with Digix and getting everything integrated. And the challenge is really making a system that allows for a user to get that gold, put it onto their NFT, have everything work and function as an NFT should, but then also be able to withdraw that gold and get all that gold back if they want to. And I believe that's the melt or the burn function, where you can melt your gold back and the NFT will disappear, but you get that Digix right back that you put into it.
Right. That was definitely the most important part that brought it all together, was this idea of, sure, it's easy to put the gold in, but you want to have a way to get it out. And I think the way we talked a lot about the basically the game theory or the tokenomics behind that, and it's like a win-win, because if somebody has, say, a 1 of 10 Bullionix NFT and it has some DGX staked in there, and for whatever reason you want to pull those out, you have to melt that NFT, and that's good for you because you got what you wanted back. But it's good for the other 9 owners, because they now have a more rare NFT. And there's always that max limit that's only decreasing once it hits that max. So that's a really cool feature. And I love the melting feature. So Zach, you made it all happen. We're going to take a tour here of the dapp here in a minute. And I don't think this, I don't have the premium version, so it doesn't let me pull up multiple people at once. So otherwise, Zach, just keep popping in, and I may pull you back up later as we explore the dapp.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome.
Cool. And now let's see who else is live and some of the comments. Yeah, OpenSea is awesome. I agree, Alex. And yes, so OpenSea just integrated DGX. So that's been really useful because that means that you don't have to necessarily leave the denomination. If you're going to move from pricing everything in DGX on Bullionix and then go resell on secondary markets, now you can still keep it priced in DGX if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, of course, you can go with Ether. And yeah, Blockchain Art Exchange, BAE. Sasha, you also just integrated that this week, so that works out awesome. And maybe we can build up an ecosystem where art is linked to sound money. And I think that that's a perfect match because, you know, to me, gold is all about having this ancient, long-standing sound money and honest money, and that just seems like a perfect match for the art world. All right, let me see if I can get my other brother in arms here, Coder Dan, to join the live stream, and maybe after that we'll take a spin on the dapp. After that, we're going to have a little chat with a lot of the partners that you saw them on the agenda, and don't let me forget here, I've got to load up a debut from DAO Records, a debut music video. So I'm super stoked about that. I loaded it up on my other computer, so I gotta get it over here, but it's totally worth the wait, and it's just exciting to, it's a heck of a video and a heck of a song, and we're gonna be doing a lot with, you know, all types of artists, so whether it's visual or music. And so with that said, let me see if I can get Coder Dan invited, and we will do all of this here in a little bit. Also, if Vandal from DAO Records is in the house, definitely give me a shout. I don't think I've seen you yet, but I know you're here, or you said you would be. Let's just take a look here. I'll ask him directly.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Dan.
All right. What's up, everybody? Exciting time.
Well, we've been talking all day, haven't we, Daniel?
What's up?
We've been busy getting the whole final fine-tuning on the launch, so everything's launch ready. And
Yeah.
so we've been in very close contact here as we made the final push. And
It's been done in like multiple countries. I started it in China, and then I continued it in America, and now I'm in Sri Lanka, and this is where we finished it. So it's really cool. It's a tri-country app, and we got Singapore.
Yep.
You're in Singapore, and Zach, I think, is in. Well, he was in Thailand for a while too. So
yeah,
the smart contracts were written in Thailand, I would say. So
yeah, true. And he's here in Singapore now.
It's epic.
Well, the circumstances of the world events, some of that is why some of the traveling has happened. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think when we put that aside, this is still a very exciting time for our launch because with the way the world economy is, people are looking at alternatives and diversifying away from fiat. So hopefully we give a fun, interesting way to do that.
It may not be the best time for crypto, but it's a great time to get some gold. I mean, I'm definitely going to be minting some of these and like just keeping them. I think gold's going to be going up, so I think it's a good time for Bullionix to be launching.
Yeah, yeah. So when we talk about the Bullionix, I mean, it's live right now. You guys can all go look at it, Bullionix.io. It's only been live for about the last 20, 30 minutes. Daniel, what's some of your favorite features of the dapp?
I mean, I love the 3D part. That's what was really cool to me, and that was a fun challenge as a developer to be able to learn like how to implement these 3D models with Three.js. I'd never done it before, and I think that's probably one of the coolest parts. And I look forward to like continuing to work on that and make it even more interactive and cool. Like make a full screen, have like different backgrounds and stuff for the gold coins. We have our little rock here. You know, maybe you could put the rock in a field. Why not, right? And go and pick it up. So a lot of cool things we can do with that, with those 3D models. So that's one of my favorites for sure. And the shop is nice. The shop is just, it's fun to be able to go and browse and see and look at like the prices, and just to know that like you're not, I guess one thing I love about this project is like you're not just buying a piece of digital art, you're buying the gold that's also staked within it. So there's like inherent value, and there's an inherent minimum, like a floor to how much you can sell these for on OpenSea or on other marketplaces. So it's not totally speculative. There's also some inherent value in it.
Right. I think
this potential for like the alternative finance products. And I'm glad that Alex is here. You know, I think there's a lot we can do with his like under collateralized loans. That's going to be really interesting. I'm in your group, Alex, but I haven't really talked. Been so busy doing this, but I definitely think there's a lot of potential for that. Like having a real gold staked under collateralized loan. It's going to be very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we saw RocketNFT go live, I think we talked and we were like, oh my gosh, this is like a perfect match.
Yeah.
It makes sense that I think a lot of the loans right now from RocketNFT are like real estate. It's virtual real estate. Metaverse probably has more, a certain type of value that's kind of like you can appraise it, just like real estate. You can put an appraisal on it. But with our gold-backed tokens, you could definitely use those for collateral on some digital loans and get real DeFi with it.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Gold is the safest.
Yes. So, well, that's really good. And I think it's great. Like we can talk about the dapp and the 3D part. I agree is one of my favorite parts. Is something we decided very early on that we had to do. Yeah. But we might as well show it now with a screen share. And I don't know if I can keep you online while I do that. Let me try my best.
If I get kicked off.
You can stay on while I share the screen. That might work. All right, let's see.
You guys haven't already, you go to my Twitter, CoderDan with 3 N's, and retweet, and you can tag 3 people. Put your .eth address or whatever address you want, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway for one of these little rocks here. So definitely get in on that in a couple days. I think it's on the 4th or the 5th. I'm going to be giving that away. I'm probably going to be doing more giveaways too, because I just love this idea, and I love spreading the love to people. But definitely.
Now, Daniel, can you see my screen? Can everybody see the screen? Okay, great. Yeah. So we're gonna go through this together then, and I will leave you up to kind of guide the way. But this is the new landing page, right? This is where they arrive on the dapp, mint gold-backed NFT collectibles. And let's scroll down. So some of our key features, right? Some of these you just talked about. The gold shop, the display case, which is really important for showing off your items, and then some leaderboards so we know who's doing the minting and who's the top goldsmith. And this is all just here in the last hour or so, right? Daniel, do you want to talk about some of these pieces we've pushed to mainnet here?
Yeah, so I like the little rock. That's one of my favorites. And it's a cheap option for people to, if you don't want to speculate too much and put too much in at one time, you can get one of these little rocks. If you look at the diamonds there, you got the white one, the red one, the aquamarine or teal one, and they are for different rarity levels. So the little rock, it's gonna have lots of them. They're not gonna be too rare, but they're gonna be very accessible for people to buy and share. And I like the Feeling Bullish. That was my favorite coin from the beginning.
Yeah, I won't go away from this screen yet. So Feeling Bullish is the very first mint we did. We did this one, pushed it to mainnet last night, about 24 hours ago, and that was very, very exciting. The first one is owned by my wallet, and each one has an ID. So TID 0 is a Feeling Bullish. Token ID 0 is a Feeling Bullish. The one here in the middle is my favorite, and I want to just highlight that one real quick. This is from the Sovereign collection by Buzz Lightning. Hugh Dresman designed this, among many others for the Sovereign Collection. And I'm just blown away by what he's given us.
Very cool.
I talked to him early on about, maybe doing some designs and we could collaborate. And he's been just a joy to work with, more important than anything else. And then also his designs are just like always surprising me. So what we're doing here is you only see 4 coins, 3 coins and a rock. And what we're doing is each day of the next week is Golden Week. So each day will be a new release. I was just talking with Alex right before we went live. I think we're going to have one more coin release right after this live stream, and that's the RocketNFT exotic coin. Now, when you see those gemstones that Daniel mentioned, turquoise, red, there's a gold gemstone that means exotic 5 of 5. So it's a much more rare one. And it has a significant amount of, it has 5 DGX weighted to it. So it's a 5-gram token, but there's only 5 of them in existence. And that's to celebrate our partnership with RocketNFT. So we'll talk more about that in a minute, but that's going to come up live shortly after this broadcast. So we're going to keep populating the dapp throughout the week. One addition to the plan.
And I think you're going to be giving a discount on the mold price as well throughout Golden Week, right? Like this is the cheapest people will ever be able to get these molds for.
Right. So and that's another important point is we use the term mold because these are not NFTs yet. So we should probably start at the beginning for anyone who hasn't done this before. Let's, for example, look at Hugh Dresman's It's Timepiece. And it says, 24 remaining. So one has already been minted.
Someone already got that. It wasn't me.
Was that you? Okay.
No.
Someone's beat us to it. Maybe it was you, Mr. Dresman. I don't know. But a couple things here. You get your description, how many are remaining, the weight, and then the price is 4 DGX, but the weight is 3 grams. So how does that work? So you come down here, hover on price breakdown, and you'll see that the staking amount is 3 DGX. The mold price is 1 DGX. So what we're doing here is basically the art created is called the mold. We're borrowing real gold terminology from like the gold industry. And so basically that's the design. And so you're paying actually just 1 DGX. When you mint for 4 DGX, 3 of those DGX get staked to this NFT. And if you ever melt this NFT, those 3 DGX go right back to your wallet. And that's all code is law. There's nothing else I can do about that. The only way to get those staked DGX back is with this NFT. And actually, this is another cool feature. You can see recent transactions, and we can see that Talist 1356 was the first to mint its time. So that's pretty cool. One more thing is you're saying these are supposed to be 3D, and yeah, maybe they are, but it's a 2D image. The whole point is once you mint one, then you get access to the 3D file, and you go to the display case, and you can actually enjoy the 3D file. So later, we're going to do that. We're gonna go look at some 3D stuff, some 3D goodness. Daniel, do you want to talk about what we got next? We got the collections.
Yep, you go in and you can look at collections. There's 2 types. There's collections that we have curated, and there's also collaborations that we've been doing with people like you mentioned, Buzz Lightning. So he's got his own collaboration, and all the mints that are created in that collection will be visible here.
So today there's 1, tomorrow there'll be 2, and by the end of the week there'll be 4 or 5. Okay, that's his. Yeah, we're launching with 2, the Launch Collection and the Guardians Collection, right? The dragons always guard the gold, so it just seemed like a natural fit. So from very early on, we started working with our designers to create a Guardians Collection. And right now, it's Maris of the Sea. She was the first collection we actually completed. But we have 4 more dragons on the way. And I don't know which one's my ultimate favorite.
I've only seen that one. I haven't seen the other ones. I'm looking. Oh, no, I did see one other. That one is really cool. On the mountain, that one's really awesome.
Yep. So I just keep I keep them under tight wraps. Even Daniel doesn't see.
Yeah.